When did this bridge close? This is the Wall Avenue and State Street Bridge, or it's just called the Iron Bridge on the map. This connected vital part of the neighborhood. It actually probably closed right around the Triborough Expressway's construction, maybe 1971. Anyway, this is an interesting piece of industrial architecture that probably served a really important purpose. It went over Turtle Creek and what was the former Pennsylvania Railroad tracks. It's just sitting there, overgrown, abandoned, and definitely closed for good. Be nice if it ended up being a bike trail or a pedestrian pathway or something like that. If you follow State Street to the west, you can see more disruptions due to the Triborough Expressway, or PA 130. This is the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church. It's interesting to use that cross because I always thought that meant it was Orthodox. There, the site's occupied. Here, it's not. And then as the map progresses into the later 1920s, you can see the site here as St. Peter and St. Paul Russian Catholic Church, still using that Orthodox looking cross, but this is indeed a Catholic church. Now, the St. Nicholas Orthodox Greek Catholic Church. This was still on the outskirts of town, relatively speaking, but before the Triborough Expressway, it was just part of the neighborhood. This church is in decent state of disrepair here, unfortunately, but I'm sure it had a great congregation back in the day. This is if you take Lilac Way from Avenue U off of Patton Street, you'll find that very easily. It's just tough now seeing that highway right there because nobody really wants to locate a neighborhood or anything that's more neighborhoody or homey next to a highway. Interestingly, it's called Wilmerding Avenue on the map then. Now, the Christ Evangelical Church. Now, I consider this maybe the posh part of town. It was on the south side of the railroad tracks, closer to the Memorial High School and the general offices. All these houses were built for employees of the air brake. So here you can see that there's really just a simple form of housing, nothing extravagant, definitely sufficient. This church was built in 1904. So again, with ethnicities and specifications involving religion, this was no exception. I'm just down on Caldwell Ave. This is the Wilmerding chapter of the Independent Order of Odd Fellows. No idea when this closed. I'd actually never heard of the organization. Apparently it was started in 1819 by Thomas Wildey. I'm not sure where that happened either. So if you or any of a relative of yours have ever been in this group, let me know. It was a big building. It spanned the entire block. They weren't shy about telling people who they were. So interesting little organization, probably in the same vein as the Freemasons and things like that. This was just looking downwards on Wilmerding. There's the former Westinghouse Castle. You can see the proximity to work, whether administrative or labor here in the neighborhood.